Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. This is Ragnar, and we are here floating in space, and I have something to show you. Look at this. We have gravity! How on earth did that happen? This is how it happened. We built a gravity generator. It makes it a heck of a lot easier to move around. Also, I added a bunch of these, here, hang on a second, I don't remember what they're called. Yes, effectiveness modules. Thank you, brain. We've got lots of effectiveness modules, and in order to get the gravity generator, I had to go out and collect some of the rarer materials, which I did not bring with me. Speaking of which, we need to get going here. We've got a lot of building to do. I want to make this into something that we can actually call a space station rather than just a floating functional piece of space debris. So yeah, that means we got to go out. We got to collect a lot of stuff, a lot of iron, definitely, to bring out the shape of our space station. And I've got some ideas concerning that, what we want to do. But also, we need a mining ship. Now, to get us started, I am just going to go out and I'm going to mine manually, which I have done a little bit of already off camera, just to get the cobalt and the silver and the gold necessary to build that guy. But we want to get our stores going a bit. We want to have a lot of stuff left over, and we need the materials to build a mining ship, which I can't believe. We're already on episode 11 here, and I still do not have a mining ship. So, yeah, that's the intention today. We're going to start out with a little bit of mining. We're going to get the basic materials, and yeah, I will be right back with you guys. And we're back. Welcome. Hope you guys enjoyed the time lapse. That couple of minutes of video took me several days, real world days, that is. We went out and we filled up this baby with tons and tons of stuff, right to the brim. I even filled up the cockpit as well, and the connector also. Loaded it up as far as she would go, just to bring all that material back. It's one of the things that I love about being out in space, is we can literally just put as much stuff on the ship as we want. As long as you've got some thrusters and you're really careful, you know, when you start approaching an object, it's totally fine. But yeah, you can see, if we come back here and look, we have, where are you? Oh, there we go. Got a bunch of platinum refining up there, gold, uranium, nickel, cobalt, silicon, bunch of ice that, you know, that's from the original couple episodes ago collection, so that we would have fuel just to get around. But we've got some refined materials here too. I've been using some of the iron to refine out some plates, and we've been doing some construction components, large steel tubes, interior plates, blah 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 blah. You know how it goes. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. We've got basically, well, everything that we need to get going. We'll need, obviously, to collect a whole bunch more stuff once we really want to get building on to this and making a real space station. But I am thinking, for now, I want to get a safe interior space, somewhere that we can be. I can go AFK, for example, and not have to worry about running out of oxygen or what have you. You know, I want to be able to you know, leave the game running and let that material, whatever I might have gathered up recently, or just, you know, tons and tons of uranium. That stuff takes forever, especially if you're using 4 effectiveness modules like we are. So, yeah, that's the intention. Safe place to AFK. As of yet, I've just been sitting in the ship, so we could get a little bit caught up on some of that material. And I did quite a bit of it off camera, obviously, because I'm not going to torture you guys with, oh, want to watch my video of me sitting in a ship while my material just refines up. No, super lame. But yeah, if we had a nice interior space, something that feels a little bit more like our home in orbit, I would be really pleased with that. So I'm going to be working on this here. We're going to expand the platform out a little bit, and we'll build something of a temporary structure, just to, you know, like I said, be safe and comfortable. I can refine a lot of material, and I am going to be tearing down a lot of this stuff. It's all grouped together just for convenience sake right now. But we'll have a safe place where we can go inside, and it'll be oxygenated, and we can take our helmet off, because, man, it's got to be getting sweaty in there, you would think, after a while, right? Breathing at a piece of glass. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm just going to be working away here. We'll expand this out. Hopefully I don't run out of steel plates. There's a good chance of that, actually. Oh, that was not what I wanted. But, and this thing needs some shape, too, right? Like, I'm not a big fan of this big flat thing, but we are just getting our start in orbit. You know, it takes a little time. It takes a little time when you're doing this stuff all manually, which I definitely don't intend to do for the long term. We are going to be getting into a drill ship, but we need a good place to call home while we're floating about in space. And I would like it to be able to move around as well. You know, so we don't have to make such long trips, because I don't know if it was obvious in the time lapse, but some of those trips, just jumping on the ship and flying out. Actually, let's see if I can bring any of my, no. All right, well, I have, yeah, that one's close. I have a bunch of asteroids that are labeled that are like 50 kilometers away, and that's some of the rarer materials. I had to go that far out, like the silicon, for example. Long flight out to get to one of those asteroids. And it literally takes, like, I don't know, 7-8 minutes, rough estimate, to get there. But yeah, if we have a platform and all the machines that we need, it makes a lot of sense, I think, to have a mobile space station. And you could make the argument like it's a ship, but, you know, what's really the defining difference between a spaceship and a space station? I don't know how you would really define the difference. You would think that a space station would be less mobile, but you still need to be able to move it, correct your orbit, so on and so forth. In real life, anyway. I mean, like, obviously, in the game, you just kind of float there, and, you know, that's what you do. Float in orbit, and you can have... Do we have gravity out here? Oh, yeah, we do. We're still within the... Ooh. Wow, that's actually totally lucky, because I did not plan that out. Yep, gravity ends right at the end of our platform. So we'll call this good for now, just purely... Oh, we're out of steel plate stir. So yeah, I'm going to be welding all this stuff up. I'm going to be maybe working on trying to rearrange these bits and pieces into something that's a little bit more sensible. Yeah, we'll work on a landing platform, somewhere to put our ship and our second ship, which is coming. And I'm excited about that because no more mining with the drill. And I do hope that I got enough stuff. I'm purely estimating here. This is not, I'm not like super pro, but nonetheless, you know, I'm having fun with it. Anyway, I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to keep working. Welcome back, ladies and gents. As you can see, we are standing on something that looks a tad different from what we had just a moment ago. We have been working away here, and straight away I can tell that I'm not really liking this zebra stripe cross pattern thing that I've got going on. But we actually built out that whole platform, as you saw in the last clip. I ended up cutting it all down because I've done some thinking about what I want to do with this space station. I don't like the big fat platform thing, and we've got limited materials, so that's something to consider. And even still, where I'm at now, I've kind of been going to town here, and I feel like we should maybe be a little bit more conservative. We're going to end up running too long on the episode, primary focus I think right now is to get things basically in order, and then we need a place that we can stay that's oxygenated, and we'll have to build up our ice stores too, but I'll probably do that between episodes. But you can see here I've got 2 more refineries built in. I've cut down the platform quite a bit, and I like the idea of having the space station be kind of modular. So we have our refining systems over here, and then we've got a large reactor down here, which is yet to be activated. And also we've got this guy going on, this large storage container here. But I need to move everything out of our other storage over here for sure. So yeah, I'm going to need to connect that up. We'll do that right now, I think. So sticking with the blue theme. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work. It's been kind of a little bit of a while. I hope you guys don't mind. It's taken me a bit longer to get this episode out. And part of that is just due to normal life type things getting in the way. Where are my conveyors? There they are. Yeah, so, you know, normal life things. The real world job has been insanely busy, and that's definitely taken up a lot of my time, as it should. You know, you got to take that stuff serious. So yeah, it's been tough, and I've been trying to get proper inspiration here. I wanna build a cool build, but also, you know, as I said, I think I have been getting a bit carried away, just with how much I'm advancing all of our systems here. Really, the goal in this episode was to get a safe place to stay where we can get inside, away from the hazards of being floating around in space. Who knows how much radiation we've been getting by just floating out here with the paltry protection of our little spacesuit. But I do want to start bringing everything over to this container for sure, so that we can knock out our other large container. I think that's holding mostly just, yeah, that's just all of our unrefined materials. So we'll move everything from there and bring it into the other one, and then we'll knock that out. And you can see up here, actually let me cancel this for a sec. You can see up here I've got kind of a pattern laid out, and we do have our conveyor sorters in place. This is just a one-way, there's no black or white list on that guy. But these two refineries here, you can see underneath here, we are running the productivity modules, and I hate that yellow color. I'm definitely going to change that. But yeah, we have a white list for iron and silicon and what is it again? Iron, silicon, stone, I believe. So yeah, those three materials, and we'll be cranking those out anytime we come by and drop all of our stuff off after we've done a mining run. Those will get automatically sorted. We're gonna have a connector somewhere, possibly on this side here. And also we're gonna have another large storage container on the other side of the large reactor, so maybe another connector there as well. Although that might look a little bit weird because we are gonna have a module over here, and I'm thinking that's where we're gonna put our little habitable zone. And this will all be sealed up. Also, I was tinkering around with the shapes here. Ignore the colors. Please ignore the colors. I have since decided that I really don't like them, but I was just playing. And I kind of like the shape of this thing. I know that the edges don't really match up, but it gives it kind of a gnarly look. And maybe we'll go even gnarlier still. I want to play around with lights and stuff. We definitely need some blinking lights, something that will help this ship stand out, other than the crazy colors, but help it stand out against the blackness of space when we're far away and we're flying in. And, you know, to give us kind of a perception of how far out we still are when we're approaching. So yeah. I'm going to duplicate this kind of setup with the refineries on this side, but I do need to clear out all of this machinery and stuff so that I can place those properly. And like I said, we will be emptying this guy out. We're going to tear that down, and that'll give us a little bit more space to work. But we do need to start on our habitable space over here. So that's going to be primary mission when I go back off camera, and I'll get that advanced. We may or may not finish these refineries today because, like I said, we're already running a bit long on the episode. And I do want to get something livable before we sign off today. So, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to be moving the stuff out of this storage container down to here. Then we'll cut it down. We'll duplicate what we've got there over here. And, yeah, I'll be right back with you guys. Oh, we've done it now, guys. So, I've been playing around with shapes and colors and whatnot. You can see I've gotten a little carried away here. I was just looking to get something livable, as I mentioned, sealed up, as it were. However, we made a serious mistake. Look what I've done. We're disconnected. Oh, forewarning, ladies and gents. If you're playing this game, just be careful of what you're doing. You're getting all into making shapes and whatnot. Just be sure that you don't disconnect one part of your structure from another part. Yeah, as you can see, here I'll place a block. We are overlapped by quite a bit there, so I cannot link them back together. I could use a merge block. This is true. However, it's not a massive loss. I mean, our little ship there is connected to it, so it's a little bit concerning, but thankfully nothing is really moving relative to anything else. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to tear this whole bit down and we'll rebuild it. I wanted to bring these ends out anyway to square it off. And yeah, I'm thinking I've got some ideas in mind for what I want to do over here. This is going to be kind of our habitable zone, or rather, not the habitable zone. The whole thing is going to be habitable for sure. However, we'll have a living space here, so to speak, as well as somewhere to land our ship. And yeah, that's going to be for another episode because we're just running out of time. So I'm going to fix this. I'm going to get this all boxed in, sealed off, and then we're going to come in here. We're going to leave the oxygen generator where it is for now, and we'll put a vent somewhere. It'll probably be a temporary vent. I may even put it right on the end of this conveyor here, but we'll figure that out as we go. And yeah, so let me fix my mistakes, and I'll probably tinker a bit more with the color scheme until I find something that's a little bit less flashy, looks a little bit more lived in. I like that look. So yeah, I will get going on tearing this guy down, and I'll be right back with you guys. And we're back. Ladies and gents, it has been another few days. But we made really, really good progress. Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready? Boom. What do you think? I'm pleased. I got, in typical fashion, carried away. I have a few qualms about the styling, but I'm not gonna criticize myself. I'll see if it grows on me. Give it a chance. I will say I'm not sure that I'm done with what's down here yet. I was really looking to seal her up so that we could get our oxygen system online. However, some bad news about that. I will show you. So I can't for the life of me figure out what's going on here. So we have our oxygen generator here. We have ice. We have an oxygen tank full to the brim. And we have... Oh, hang on a second. I'll go to first person. We have our air vent. The block is on. We have plenty of oxygen. Room not pressurized. Now, initially, I found myself struggling with this. I couldn't figure out what was going on because it said that oxygen was turned off in the game settings. So I went out. I went out of the game. I opened up the settings. I looked through, and apparently at some point there was added a setting for pressurizing space stations and ships and whatnot. And I guess it affects performance. So it was turned off for whatever reason. I don't really know why that was. However, we went out, we turned it on, and still the sky will not pressurize. I can't for the life of me figure out what I'm doing wrong here. So depressurize, pressurize. Yeah, I don't understand it. So that's something I guess we're going to have to figure out in the next episode or maybe off camera. I will definitely be working on it to improve. But you can see we have basically everything that we need here. We've got a control station. We have our medical room. So when we die doing dumb things out there in space, we'll have somewhere to come back to. We've got a couple of assemblers. We have all of our refineries. These refineries, you can see, are doing platinum, and those guys are all linked up with, let's see if I can show you here. Those guys are all linked up with, here, this guy? I think this guy. Yeah, sure. These are the productivity modules. That's the right bank. Same thing on this side. And then we have effectiveness modules all down the left bank. So all these guys are all for our rare materials. Those will be getting absolutely as much refined material out as we can get. And these will be for iron and stone. I still have to change the colors there. I haven't done it yet. But anyway, we have tons of storage. We've got our power systems online. We have our one-way conveyor sorters all set up and ready to go. And as best I can tell, even though I'm not a huge fan of the styling here, it's a little... It requires further detail for sure. But let's see here. Yeah, it's... Ooh, totally wrong. Yeah, it's come a long way. But the best I can figure, the reason why we're having pressurization issues... Oh, nice job. Let's fix that. It's gonna drive me crazy. All right. The best reason I can figure that we're having pressurization issues is that maybe we don't have all of the blocks fully assembled. I have gone around the ship like several times, just around and around and around with steel plates in my inventory with the welder held against everything. I cannot find a block that isn't matched up. And go ahead and let me know down in the comments section if you see something in the video that's obvious, a mistake that I'm making, like, oh, maybe these windows are flipped the wrong way and there's a tricky thing about the game where that doesn't seal up on the edge or something. Anything like that. If you can see something, just let me know, because I'm struggling a little bit with that. But unfortunately, I do have to call the episode before we can fix that problem, because it's been kind of a long time in the making for this one, and I definitely want to get it out to you guys. So yeah, let me know if you see something. I haven't figured out what we're gonna do with this space back here. I left it kind of open. The real reason why is just because I wanted this to kind of come out symmetric and look nice. But one of the coolest things that I like the most here is this orange color. So it's all dirty and whatnot. And let's see if I can find it. Yeah, if you turn the value down on pretty much every color, except for like gray and white, it kind of adds in this dirtiness to it. I love that. It makes it look used. It makes it look kind of war-torn. And yeah, extra cool. But yeah, it's come quite a long way inside of a single episode. I'm pretty proud, other than the fact that we can't pressurize it with oxygen. I don't know why I'm even bothering to close these doors, because it's irrelevant at this point. But we'll get there. We'll figure it out. Anyway, that is going to be it for today, ladies and gents. I had a good time. We got a lot of work done. We came a long way. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please leave a like, and consider subscribing if you really liked it. As always, ladies and gents, this has been Ragnar. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next episode.